Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, thank you for taking your time to be part of viewers today. Political landscape in Kenya is taking shape, and the presidential race is turning out to be a two-horse race. Raila Amolo Odinga of the Azimio and William Samoei Ruto of Kenya Kwanza. And we are seeing several political realignments. Several stalwarts and bigwigs are renewing their allegiance to their former bosses. Some are defecting, some are switching camps, and this is very much in order in political seasons, especially when we are approaching elections. Now, several politicians have grabbed headlines of late, and one of them is Gatundu South MP, Honorable Moses Kuria. Honorable Moses Kuria is a man who is not very easy to understand. He keeps on sending mixed signals. At some points, you would think that he is with William Ruto, and at another point, he looks like he's with Uhuru Kenyatta. And then he looks like he wants to go it alone. I want to repeat here that in politics, everything happens for a reason. They are planned, orchestrated to meet particular goals. And so in this video, I want to take a moment and try and look at why Moses Kuria is behaving the way he does. Why don't we see a stable Moses Kuria? Why don't we see someone who has got a stand? He keeps on saying this and changes to another. Recently, he hosted members of the OKA team, and later gave us a tweet saying he released a statement saying that they agreed that he was only going to support the OKA team on one condition, that they are not joining Azimio. So let us try and look at why Moses Kuria is giving us these mixed signals. He's blowing hot and cold at the same time. What do you think from where you sit? If you are a Moses Kuria supporter, what do you think? Now, some of the reasons why I believe Moses Kuria is blowing hot and cold is this. Moses Kuria is testing waters. In politics, you must try and test your political muscles. You must know where you stand, how the people receive you, how they receive your statements. Let me give you an example. In 2000, was that 2008 or what? When we had a new 2010, I think, when we had a new constitution, there was that clamor to change our constitution. William Ruto vehemently opposed this attempt to change the constitution, and he rallied a big support of his area, largely the Rift Valley area, and they voted no for this constitution. I know there's this argument that he was the first beneficiary who became the first deputy president under the new constitution, but he opposed it. He wanted to know how many people would listen to him, because he was campaigning against big wigs like Raila Amolo Odinga and the team. And so he just wanted to know how many people and how much they will receive the information that he carries to them. And after the results, William Ruto knew that he can now go to the ground. That is how William Ruto became who he is. And you will all agree with me that he is a force to reckon with, even in the coming presidential race. And so Moses Kuria is doing the same thing. He believes so much that the president is going home, and the larger Mount Kenya region, what he thought is that the larger Mount Kenya region is going to be devoid of a leader. And so he wanted to occupy that position very fast. But he has to test waters, he has to weigh his options. So he's trying to make sure He went to know how they will receive him in Mount Kenya. Moses Kuria is a Kikuyu adherent. You all know that. He would defend them to the last of his blood. In the last general election, he defended the Honorable Uhuru Kenyatta. In fact, he went unopposed. If I stand to be corrected, but I think Moses Kuria did not have a competitor in the Gatundu South member of parliament parliamentary contest. Moses Kuria is a man who at one point had said that he would give his people pangas and machetes to cut Raila Amolo Odinga. Moses Kuria, when the IBC IT guru uh, Chris Musando went missing, he's the first person who spotted, I think, a Range Rover that belonged to Musando and said that this guy is chilling out with some concubine somewhere. Later, Chris Musando was found dead, and the community where Musando comes from did not take it lightly. When Miguna was being returned to Canada, Moses Kuria is the one who escorted Miguna. And so Moses Kuria is a man who can behave anyhow. At sometimes it can be very reckless. At sometimes it's very sober and can, argue. He's a learned. I think he's a statistician or something. That is who Moses Kuria is. And so Moses Kuria, after supporting Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, and he believed in the Kumi Kumi kind of arrangement where Uhuru Kenyatta was to do 10 term, a 2-season term, which is a 10 years, and leave it to William Ruto. They worked together with William Ruto, and they were the part of the team that rebelled against Uhuru Kenyatta, together with Ndindi Nyoro, Alice Wahome, Rigathi Gachagua, and Kimani Ichung'wah. And when he realized that William Ruto was not going to allow parties, William Ruto had started condemning regional parties, how he called them, he decided to be lukewarm. And now he realized that he was not going to support William Ruto. He was lukewarm, and his relationship with Uhuru Kenyatta had become a little bit cold. And recently, Moses Kuria became, I think, he got burnt, and his legs got burnt in some machine that warms the body, and he was taken to Dubai for treatment. He kept on tweeting here and there. He was never quiet. He's a man who does not keep quiet. Some leaders went to see him, and when he had recuperated, he came back to the country, and he kept on with the political heat that he found there. Moses Kuria called his people. He called for a Thanksgiving rally, and it was attended in Thika. And when he realized that he could, afford to convene such a large rally, he started having very many thoughts. Remember, in the by-elections that took place in Central, the last one, William Ruto's candidate won, and his candidate, the candidate of the Chama cha Kazi that was being sponsored by Moses Kuria, came second. And though he thought he's a stalwart there, he first said that he's not going to contest for any seat. But after convening that meeting in Thika, he saw the kind of rally that he had. People thronged that meeting considerably well. And now he changed, and he said he's going to contest for a gubernatorial seat. And so Moses Kuria is just trying to flex his muscles and find out where he belongs. That is number one reason. Whether he will succeed or not is something that we want to see. We wait and see, because he's now going against Uhuru Kenyatta, who has rejuvenated the Jubilee Party, and I believe Honorable Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is going to have someone, a Jubilee aspirant in Gatundu South. Whether Moses Kuria is going to, and I think this is one of the reasons why he decided to opt out. So he's testing waters. I was just trying to elaborate in very many words. Number two, having realized that the mountain is being slippery for him to climb because I don't think Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta can support him. He rebelled. In as much as he's trying to test waters, I believe even the Jubilee that is now rejuvenated is going to have a candidate, a gubernatorial candidate. And so, as he tests waters and he realizes that maybe it's not going to work out, he has now turned out to be attention seeker. Moses Kuria keeps on tweeting. Today he talked about the will of the people is the will of God. At some point he criticizes the BBI. When he came back from treatment in Dubai, he said that the Azimio and the Kenya Kwanza Alliance are parties that were formed when he was ill, and so he would be mad to support them. He's just throwing words here and there to seek attention, both the media attention and even the attention of the political party bosses, Raila Amolo Odinga, William Ruto, and Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. When he convened a meeting in his home called the OK team members, he was trying to show the country that he is a man who can control. He can control what happens, because Azimio was in a way trying to gather parties that is going to go against William Ruto, and Moses Kuria is trying to show people, whole Kenyans, that he can also set the pace and also chart a political course. Because after that meeting, Kalonzo Musyoka postponed. They were supposed to sign some political agreement with the Azimio. He postponed it. And so, Honorable Moses Kuria is seeking attention. It is good to seek attention when you're a politician, because you never know. He might just be called by Uhuru Kenyatta, ndugu yangu tufanye kazi, and I think that is what he wants. When he says he wants to run for the Kiambu gubernatorial seat, maybe he wants a negotiation, a negotiated kind of power. Maybe he would be told, we will give you nominations, or after the government is formed, he can be given some ambassadorial positions or something of that kind, parastatals and all that. So that's the reason he's seeking attention. The other thing why I believe Moses Kuria is behaving the way he does is he is looking for what I call political soft landing. Soft landing here means he is the current member of Kiambu, of Gatundu South. And as I stated earlier, I believe that this position was negotiated because it was a Uhuru adherent. He really defended Uhuru and the Jubilee government. And so he didn't have any competitor. He reigned alone. And now he knows very well that Jubilee, at first they thought that Uhuru Kenyatta is a lame duck president, but now Uhuru is coming out in full swing. Uhuru was showing his real character. He has rejuvenated the Jubilee. He has kicked out William Ruto and his brigade. And now Moses Kuria knows very well that if he contests for the parliamentary seat of Gatundu South, he might contest it against a young man who will be supported by the Azimio, both Raila Amolo Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta. And this might really shame Moses Kuria, because if he has a party. He's a man who has fashioned himself as an alternative leader in Central Province. So if he contests for a member of parliament seat and is defeated by a young man, it is going to be a lot of humiliation, and that is something that Moses Kuria would not want. So what he's trying to do, in my very considered opinion, is that he says he's going for the gubernatorial position, so that even if he loses, it will be a bit okay politically for him, because his stature allows him to contest for the Kiambu gubernatorial position. Now, if he loses, it will be said, yeah, this is a bigger post. Even if he loses, he will say that we had to give just one person a chance to lead us. And that is one thing I think he's really doing. Rather than going to lose in the Gatundu South parliamentary contest, he would rather lose it up there, contesting for gubernatorial position. The last one, I'm not ruling out external forces. External forces, to be very specific here, like I said, these are two horse races, Raila Amolo Odinga and William Samoei Ruto. But if you look at Moses Kuria, he's got a soft spot for William Samoei Ruto. He's worked with him. After the signing of the Political Parties Act that is now law, he could be engaging William Samoei Ruto in a way. Because why would he convene a meeting and meet Oka team, then release a statement that I will only join Oka or support them if they are not joining Azimio? We all know that Azimio is the worst political nemesis for Kenya Kwanza. And so if Moses Kuria can state categorically that he does not want Kalonzo Musyoka and Martha Karua, people like Jirongo, all those Oka team, that he does not want to join, he does not want them to join Azimio, and that is the only condition. If they don't join Azimio, that is when he's going to support them. It means there could be an external force working. He is working for. Jimmy Wanjigi tried it, in my opinion, to lure Kalonzo either to join the Kenya Kwanza or to contest alone, but he could not. Gideon Moi played a very important role to thwart Jimmy's efforts away, and so Jimmy is no longer there after he had been chased away even in the ODM NDC meeting. And now Moses Kuria is doing it, and is doing very smartly, because he has now fashioned himself as a man who does not support William Ruto, and he is not supporting Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. So you cannot suspect what he's doing. But I'm not ruling out a possibility of William Ruto's hand in what he's doing. And so, William Ruto can never leave any chance. He believes so much that if Kalonzo goes it alone, even in the today's newspapers, both the Standard and the Nation carried in their headlines Kalonzo Musyoka. They said both the media, both the print media had indicated that Kalonzo now holds the fate of Raila Amolo Odinga in his hands. And so I could guess that William Ruto is sending some emissaries, and one of them is Moses Kuria. Those are some of the reasons why I believe Moses Kuria is behaving the way he's behaving, because in politics, nothing happens out of a mere coincidence. I don't know what you think from where you are, guys. You can share with me. If you have a different opinion, we can always disagree or agree. Let us share our ideas. Lastly, if you're watching this video for the very first time and you have not subscribed, please, I want to request you to subscribe, like my video, and share them if you can. I always say that this channel is still very young. I don't have very many subscribers, but I'm counting on you. You can subscribe and share my videos, give me more subscribers. Share with me your thoughts, and I always take them seriously. Click the notification button so that when I do a video, YouTube will automatically notify you. Until we do such a video, another one, please stay safe, and thank you for watching. To the subscribers who have subscribed, thank you very much for giving me this support. Bye bye till we meet.